Okay, this is Mike Franklin. I'm going to do a video on my Piper Colt PA-22 108, and the discussion in this video will be about the flight characteristics of the airplane. Generally, best glide is 70 miles an hour. So on approach, you want to go 70 if it's gusty, turbulence. I might go a little higher than that, and if it's smooth air, I might go a little lower than that. If it's a perfectly calm day, I might approach it maybe. As I get close to the runway, maybe closer to 65. Just get the thing slowed down. The stall speed is 57, and the stall characteristics on this airplane is it's very hard to stall the thing. You got to really try to do it, but it really doesn't stall. It just drops, and so which is nice. But it can drop rather rapidly. There's no flaps on the airplane. It's a short wing, but it's a big wing, and at approach speed, if you have it trimmed back at idle, if you trim it to 70 at idle, it's dropping about 800 feet per minute. So the glide is about the glide at 70 miles an hour is 1.16 miles for every per minute. So if you're at 3,000 feet, you've got about 4 minutes and 20 seconds before you're going to hit the ground, if you can maintain exactly best glide. But you can just count on it being a mile per 1,000 feet if you need to glide. Let me see. The best climb rate is like 65, and VX is 65, and VY is 76. And let me see. So, I rotated at about 65, get into a little ground effect, gain a little speed, and pull it up. Particularly on a hot day, use the ground effect, but the thing will just climb right up. The manual says the climb rate, I think, is 610 feet per minute, but so this depends on your conditions and how much weight you have in the plane. That's rated at full gross weight, which is 1,652 pounds, or 1,650 pounds. The empty weight is 998 pounds, so the useful load is 652 pounds. Let's see, what more is there to say about those flight characteristics. It'll glide pretty nicely. Comes down to 800 feet per minute. I think that's a little faster rate than like a Cessna 150 would be. I think a Cessna 150 probably come down at 600 feet per minute if you had full flaps. But again, this thing doesn't have any flaps. But it comes down at 800 feet per minute, and and just before you're gonna touch down, you just pull that nose back a little bit, and it'll just drop down to a manageable drop rate. Or if you do have power, you just ease the power. And I usually, if I wanted to do a soft field landing, I would just I'd get my glide and get lined up, and as I'm getting near the runway, I just kind of slowly increase the power to as much as 1900 RPMs, which will to just maintain right around stall, and it'll just touch down nice and soft. You just got to get a little feel for how that for how the throttle works. But the throttle's nice. It's very responsive and precise, and so is the steering. By the way, it's just it's very 1-to-1. It's it does exactly what it is that you expect. Without any play in the yoke, and so if you do lose power, it comes down 800 feet per minute is I don't know what the G's would be if you hit, but even if you hit at 800 feet per minute drop, if you land on the mains, it's going to give you a jar, but it's not gonna break the airplane. But if you can just pull that nose up a little bit, it'll slow that descent very rapidly. What else is there to say? Just you climb out at 76, and it climbs nicely, and I think that's about all there is to say about the flight characteristics. Thank you.